Imagine a future where Britain's iconic smokestacks, once symbols of industrial might and relentless fossil fuel burning, are replaced by fields of shimmering solar panels, humming quietly on factory grounds, rooftops, and even floating on lakes. Picture entire communities and manufacturers working together to harness the sun's power, carving a new path toward prosperity, resilience, and a cleaner planet. It might sound like science fiction, but this seismic shift is unfolding right now, on a steep and unassuming bank in Glossop, Derbyshire, a place where innovation, necessity, and climate action intersect. As energy costs spiral and the climate crisis deepens, the stakes for British industry have never been higher. For over a century, manufacturing has powered the nation's economy, from the roaring mills of the Industrial Revolution to today's precision-engineered factories. But the fuel behind that power is changing. Where coal once reigned supreme and then oil and gas followed, the 21st century is ushering in a new era, one illuminated by sunlight and driven by a sense of urgent responsibility. The United Kingdom government has set an audacious target to reach 70 gigawatts of installed solar capacity by the year 2030. To put that into perspective, it's enough clean power to run every home and business in multiple major cities, London, Manchester, Birmingham, and beyond, combined. This goal is not just about decarbonizing electricity. It's central to the nation's legally binding commitment to achieve net zero greenhouse gas emissions by the year 2050. The size of the challenge cannot be overstated. Factories, unlike households, cannot simply switch off the lights or turn down the thermostat when energy gets expensive. They operate 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, drawing immense surges of electricity to keep machinery, lighting, heating, and digital systems running. Even a momentary outage can bring entire production lines to a halt, resulting in millions of pounds in lost output and risking hundreds of jobs. On top of that, the cost of traditional fuels is climbing, carbon taxes are tightening, and both investors and consumers are demanding real, verifiable action on sustainability. Enter Carpenter Limited, a company you may not have heard of, but almost certainly rely on. As one of the world's largest producers of foam cushioning, their materials are inside your mattress, the underlay beneath your carpet, and even the filling in your car tires. Their factory in Glossop is an industrial giant, consuming vast amounts of electricity every single day. When Carpenter's leadership began searching for ways to slash their energy bills and carbon footprint, the most obvious answer seemed to be solar panels on the roof. But the building's design, requiring intricate ventilation to ensure product quality and worker safety, ruled out that option. Like many manufacturers, they faced a dilemma: how to decarbonize when conventional solutions do not fit. Yet, innovation thrives on constraint. Refusing to give up, Carpenter Limited forged a groundbreaking partnership with Centrica Business Solutions and Push Power. Together, they identified a steep, previously overlooked patch of land, seen as little more than a grassy incline behind the factory, and transformed it into an energy asset. By late 2025, this hillside will be crowned with a solar array rated at 1 megawatt, housing 1,666 state-of-the-art panels. Each year, these panels will generate over 1,025 megawatt-hours of clean electricity, roughly 15% of the site's total demand. That is enough to power nearly 400 average British homes annually. In its first year alone, the project is expected to slash emissions by more than 116,000 kilograms of carbon dioxide and cut Carpenter's electricity bills by around 15%, a win for the climate, for the business, and for the local economy. But this single project in Derbyshire is just the tip of the iceberg. Across the United Kingdom, hundreds of manufacturers are wrestling with the same obstacles and opportunities. The upfront costs of installing solar remain daunting, particularly for small and medium-sized manufacturers with limited access to capital. Even when the finances make sense, regulatory hurdles can slow projects to a crawl. Planning permissions can take many months, sometimes several years, and connecting new solar installations to the overburdened national grid is often a bureaucratic labyrinth. Land, too, is at a premium. Industrial zones are rarely blessed with wide-open spaces, and the competing needs of housing, agriculture, and nature conservation make every hectare a battleground. Chris Hewitt, Chief Executive of Solar Energy UK, does not mince words. If we're serious about decarbonizing industry, we must streamline planning processes and make grid connections faster, simpler, and cheaper. Without these reforms, Even the most ambitious climate targets risk becoming little more than political slogans. The technological landscape is evolving at breakneck speed. New solar panel designs like bifacial modules that capture sunlight on both sides are now capable of boosting electricity generation by up to 30%, even under Britain's famously overcast skies. Emerging technologies such as perovskite solar cells promise even greater efficiency and could dramatically lower production costs, making solar accessible to more businesses than ever before. However, these innovations are not yet mainstream. It takes years for breakthroughs in the lab to become reliable, bankable solutions on factory rooftops or hillside solar farms. Storing solar power for cloudy days or nighttime remains a significant challenge. While the global energy storage market is projected to surpass $31 billion by the year 2031, large-scale batteries and other storage solutions are still expensive and in limited supply. Professor Michael Kelly of the University of Cambridge cautions, without large-scale energy storage, renewables alone cannot guarantee the reliability industry needs. Yet, necessity breeds creativity. All across the United Kingdom, new approaches are emerging. Community energy schemes are gaining traction, allowing residents and businesses to co-own solar installations and share in the financial benefits. In rural regions, agri-photovoltaic systems, where solar panels are raised above fields, let farmers harvest both crops and electricity from the same land, balancing food production with clean energy. On reservoirs and lakes, floating solar farms sidestep land use conflicts altogether, providing clean power without competing for precious real estate. The government has taken important steps to support this transition. The Renewable Energy Guarantees of Origin Scheme, or REGO, ensures that businesses and individuals can verify where their green electricity comes from, building trust and transparency in the market. Contracts for Difference, a flagship policy, have helped de-risk billions of pounds in renewable investments, enabling developers to plan with confidence and driving down the cost of solar and wind energy nationwide. But as Keith Clark, the architect behind the PAS 2060 carbon neutrality standard, insists, carbon neutrality is not a technical fix, it's a culture shift. Businesses must weave sustainability into every decision, every process, every investment. Achieving net zero in manufacturing means going beyond compliance. It means fundamentally rethinking how factories are designed, how products are sourced and assembled, and how supply chains are managed from start to finish. It is about integrating sustainability into the DNA of every business, making it a source of value and competitive advantage, not just a box to tick. Let's imagine a scenario a few years from now. Every factory in Britain is equipped with on-site solar panels, advanced battery storage, real-time emissions tracking, and intelligent demand response systems that automatically adjust power usage to match grid conditions and maximize efficiency. Supply chains are transparent and optimized for sustainability, with every supplier accountable for their own carbon footprint. This is not a fantasy, it is a vision grounded in technologies that already exist or are rapidly maturing. If the United Kingdom reaches its 70 gigawatt solar target by the year 2030, manufacturers could collectively slash energy bills, curb emissions, and seize a powerful edge in the global marketplace. But the risks of falling short are real. Delays in connecting new solar projects to the grid, outdated planning laws, and local opposition, sometimes driven by misinformation, could slow the pace of deployment. If Britain stumbles, it risks missing its net zero targets, losing out on green investment, and ceding leadership in clean technology to faster-moving countries in Europe or Asia. As Adair Turner of the Energy Transitions Commission warns, decarbonizing industry at scale is a race, and those who lead will define the next era of economic growth. Yet, the opportunities are extraordinary. By embracing new solar technologies, such as bifacial panels that take advantage of reflected light, manufacturers can extract more energy from the same footprint. Floating solar and agri-photovoltaic systems reimagine how we use every available surface for clean power, while preserving food security and biodiversity. Innovative business models, like power purchase agreements and energy cooperatives, make it possible for even small and medium-sized manufacturers, or entire communities, to pool resources and benefit from economies of scale. The benefits ripple far beyond the factory gates. The rise of solar and renewables is creating tens of thousands of new jobs in engineering, construction, maintenance, and digital services, breathing new life into regions that once relied on coal mining or heavy manufacturing. In rural areas, solar farms provide farmers with a stable, predictable income, helping to sustain agricultural communities through economic uncertainty. Dr. Jonathan Scurlock of the National Farmers Union observes that, for many farmers, solar is both a hedge against volatile crop prices and a way to contribute to national decarbonization goals. Above all, the real transformation happens when clean energy and sustainability become core values, deeply embedded in corporate culture and decision-making. The manufacturers who will thrive in the coming decades are those who anticipate change, invest heavily in innovation, and align every part of their strategy with a net-zero future. This means looking beyond the simple payback period of solar panels and factoring in the rising cost of carbon, the reputational risk of lagging competitors, and the strategic advantage of energy independence. As more of the world's supply chains demand proof of clean, low-carbon production, being able to certify that goods are made with renewable energy will serve as a passport to lucrative new markets. So, what practical steps can business leaders take right now? First, look for creative partnerships, just as Carpenter Limited did with Centrica Business Solutions and Push Power, to overcome obstacles like technical know-how, financing, or limited space. Explore government incentives, such as contracts for difference and the renewable energy guarantees of origin, which can ease financial risk. Do not overlook the power of community-based projects, which not only share costs and benefits, but also build vital local support and resilience. Stay ahead of regulatory changes and invest in staff training to ensure your workforce is ready for a low-carbon economy. For policymakers, the message is urgent. Prioritize reforms that cut red tape for planning and grid connections. Invest in research and development for next-generation solar and storage technologies, and create long-term, stable policy environments that give businesses the confidence to invest. Remember, uncertainty is the enemy of investment, and rapid action is needed to unlock the full potential of British manufacturing. And as everyday consumers, whether choosing a mattress, a car, or a cup of tea, our decisions matter. By supporting companies committed to clean energy, demanding transparency, and advocating for stronger climate policies, we create the demand that fuels change. Every pound spent is a vote for the kind of future we want. If Britain's manufacturing sector rises to this challenge, the benefits will be immense, not just for the climate, but for creating high-quality jobs, strengthening energy security, and ensuring long-term economic prosperity. Leading manufacturers are already seeing double-digit cost savings and record-low emissions by combining on-site solar generation, advanced storage, and community cooperation. The revolution is underway, quiet, steady, and unstoppable. So, what must truly change for Britain's factories to reach net zero? It is not only about adopting the latest solar panels or battery systems. It is about aligning ambition, policy, and culture. It is about breaking down barriers between government and industry, between cutting-edge technology and time-honored tradition, between individual businesses and the communities they serve. As Dr. Jonathan Scurlock reminds us, solar isn't just about climate, it's about resilience, jobs, and rural revitalization. If you found this story inspiring, share it with someone who needs hope today. If you want more in-depth coverage of global economics and transformative technology, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. And now, we would love to hear from you. What is your vision for a zero-carbon factory? Join the conversation in the comments below, and stay tuned.